welcome back to Mono Rants at the Movies, a podcast where we rant about films you may have seen at house parties. I'm one of your hosts and jack of all trades, Mono, and only chosen for the role because she'll be more docile and controllable is my co-host and master of none, Kira.
Yeah, I know where you sleep.
I didn't write the line.
Yeah, no, become ungovernable. Fucking stupid decision. Idiot man choice.
It's an idiot man choice, and it's even more of an idiot man choice because I feel like at the time the line was supposed to be like, oh yeah, like, have you met a woman? They talk back all the time, as opposed to it being about the female of the species being more deadlier than the male.
Yeah.
When
like, for fuck's sake, that was like a hit song.
But when press responds to Fitch by being like, you guys don't get out much lately, the implication is women will talk back and be not docile and controllable at all, but in a stupid man way of being like, aren't women like this all the time? But yeah, no. So species.
Yeah.
We're back.
Yeah.
I said welcome back, but I suppose welcome back us because we're the ones who fucked off for 2 months to do another podcast. So
yeah.
Hello, welcome back us.
Yeah, we're back.
We're back, and we're talking
species
today.
Yeah, the weird sexy Geiger version.
Yeah, because we talked about wanting to do it a while ago, and then realizing that we neither owned a copy of it and it wasn't available anywhere. And then Prime got it, so it was like, hey, let's do it.
And then we watched like all of them.
Yeah, we watched two.
We're halfway
through
three. Yeah. Well, three's brilliant. I'm loving three at the minute. Like you know where the effects kind of got really shitty for two.
Yeah.
They've made it better again for three.
And it was made for TV.
Yeah, and I'm loving the weird hybrid alien that shows up and is all like, help me, blah, and oozing and stuff. And it's really like B-movie effects, but done really well. Like, it's really hard to do that well.
The first film, to get back to it, is more of a sci-fi thriller with horror elements.
Yeah.
The subsequent films are all just like straight up horror and like gore and stuff.
The second one I really like the plot line of the second one, but it's not executed very well. But I love the plot of this, but I can't remember whenever I saw it for the first time.
For me, it was one of those ones that was like,
it was probably on really late on a Saturday or something.
It came out when I was a 10-year-old boy, and it features Natasha Henstridge's boobs a lot. Like, this was a film that like everybody my age was like, oh, you have to watch Species. You have to watch Species.
There's a lot of death by boobie as well, because there's a lot of like strangulation by nipple.
See, that's the thing. I never got to see it at that age. I think I was probably about 14 or 15 the first time I saw it. So had I been one of the legions of 10-year-old boys who saw it, they probably would have been horrified. They'd be like, boobs, oh, what the hell is coming out of those boobs?
Yeah, no. Or a friend of yours who, because of Duke Nukem, was it, thought that underwear and nipples were the same colour?
Yes. Well, he just thought that girls had variously different coloured nipples.
Yeah.
Because of Duke Nukem.
Yeah, not realising it was pasties.
But I mean, that's not exactly traumatizing people in the way that Geiger stuff might, because Geiger is back.
Yay!
Well, not back, but like, it's one of his other big films apart from Alien.
And he was really, really involved in it and like put his own money into having sequences put in.
The train sequence in particular.
He's very protective of the character of Syl. She's very much inspired by his late muse.
Syl represents his own artwork. And resembles his own work far more closely than the Xenomorphs do. I mean, there's obvious Geiger stuff in there, like, but Syl and the like, just the Nightmare Train, like, you know what I mean? That's Geiger.
Lil Tobler was his muse, and it is her face. Like, the beautiful art. The atypical
it's her face,
and she was very much his muse and the love of his life. She unfortunately took her own life, and he never really
got over it,
recovered from it. So having that be represented, and Natasha Henstridge, when you look at her and look at pictures of Lee, they do look very, very similar to each other as well.
He was. By the sounds of it, he was very heavily involved in this.
And was like, no, you're doing it wrong.
Had like written alternate endings and stuff for it, and just
was like, you can't kill her like that. You got to kill her like this.
It's cool to see somebody who's just supposed to be responsible for the visual look of the film getting such, not control, but you know what I mean, getting a good bit of sway.
Yeah, so he was like, no, do it like this, do it like that. You don't have the money? Here's the money. Because the Nightmare Train is mental looking. I'd love to get like a figurine of it. And
for the record, all the things that I like about this film, I'm probably going to attribute to him. And all the things that I dislike about this film, I'm going to be like, that's not Geiger's fault.
Yeah, I really, and side note as well, like Michelle Williams is fucking brilliant in this.
Oh yeah, not baby, but young Michelle Williams
she's
as young Syl.
Teenager, but she's fantastic in this.
She's excellent, yeah. No. And so is Natasha Henstridge. But before we talk about all the great acting and some of the not so great acting, shall we do a traditional summary?
Traditional summary.
When SETI receives an alien signal with a fuel recipe and some DNA sequences, they figure, hey, why not splice it in with some human DNA? The result is a rapidly growing and incredibly powerful alien hybrid called Syl, who immediately escapes. To track her down before she reproduces, lead scientist Fitch puts together a squad including a mercenary, a molecular biologist, an empath, and an anthropologist who's as useless at his job as his job is for the mission.
Yeah.
Useless anthropologist.
Not as useless as fucking. I think Sir Ben Kingsley was in a different movie and they just spliced him into there. How did he get tricked into being in this?
It's just, I can't get a measure on him because at first I was like, the first time we watched it, I was like, he's remarkably lacking in scientific knowledge. Or
so is he just like the administrator?
So is he like, he's the pencil pusher who's like,
gotta get the money back.
The checks and in charge of it overall, but not a scientist.
Or whatever.
Well, no, but just like the higher up in the government, who's the shady part of the government who decided to do it.
He's Richard Woolsey.
Yeah, that kind of character.
He's a dickhead Richard Woolsey.
He oversees it, so I was like, okay, fair enough. That's why he doesn't have the science. But then he just has these really random lines, like when crappy anthropologist Arden is talking about what LA is like and how it'll be the perfect city for her to.
It's like the only time he says, anthropology like thing makes sense.
Well, that's not even really anthropology. It's more at the very end, but I'll get onto that later. But yeah, back with Fitch, when Arden says his thing about LA will be the perfect city for her, he goes, yeah, well, whatever, so, and just walks off.
There's another bit later on when he's shouting at Dan, the empath, who is Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah.
And he's just like, aren't you supposed to have like some extrasensory perception? And Dan is like, yeah, but I've also like slammed like 2 Long Island iced teas
for the first time in my life.
Yeah, because I don't drink, because empath. And you're shouting at me, and we're hunting an alien, and it's really stressful, and my mate's just been ripped apart, and don't feel bad at all when he dies.
And then like at the end, towards the end, when we're supposed to believe, or they're supposed to believe that Syl has died, and one or two of them kind of have a feeling that maybe she's not.
Yeah.
We see Fitch looking all sketchy and watching them and like from the shadows and looking over his shoulder, and it's like
Captain Super
it's like does he know she's still alive? Because he's acting like he does, and he's watching them as if they're bait.
Yeah.
But then he doesn't continue to watch them when she does actually show back up, and he seems to be the one telling that. Yeah, Fitch is just a weird character in this.
Yeah, I honestly think somebody like tricked him into.
And the only time he's the type of character you expect him to be is when he's got them locked in the room.
Oh yeah, when he won't let them
back out. Yeah. He's like, we've got to follow protocol. It's like, oh, so now you're a fucking scientist.
And they're like, what protocols? And he's like, the protocols
that we set up for this experiment.
The protocols that you failed to share with everybody. Like, you let her waltz in there and be like, it'll be fine.
There are some weird scenes in it, and there's some weird bits with Fitch. It's a weird characterization. Arden, on the other hand, is just they don't need an anthropologist, and he's not an anthropologist.
No, Alfred Molina is
great.
Purely in this to have fun, flirt badly with people.
Yeah, I feel like Arden's just there to get laid. Or he's going to use it as an opportunity
to get laid. Like, yeah, Arden's just like, why are you here? There are some moments where like he does bounce stuff off with the doctor.
But they're not anthropological points. They're biology points and they're animal behavior points.
Yeah, make him an animal behaviorist. Like, that would actually make more sense. Or like the mercenary guy as well. I do feel like he's just like, this isn't hard. I'm like, nah, I want some big game hunter, like your man from Jurassic Park. He's a clever girl. Because that's who you'd want. You're like, oh, we've made this like predatory species. Because that's like one of the first things they say is like eyes to the... She has binocular vision, and binocular vision is like a marker for predator.
I've got issues with that as well.
But like, they're like, oh, she's gotten out. Like, and we don't know, she's presumably dangerous because she's like super intelligent.
Yeah, so I know
like, get a big game hunter.
My counter to getting a big game hunter is Press is a problem solver, doesn't ask question, kills the person you need killed, does it quietly without a lot of people seeing, and then says nothing about it afterwards. I think that's why he's been brought in. But yeah, Arden is just, he's not an anthropologist, and they don't need an anthropologist because, as we were talking about yesterday, like when we were watching it the second time, anthropology is the study of human behavior.
She's not human.
She's not human.
Yeah, get an animal behaviorist because animals will react in recognizable patterns. Solo hunters, which they're presuming she is, will react in. You can at least
look at it in that she's a human alien hybrid, and we know nothing about the alien side. So if you bring in the anthropologist to know about the human side, she's only been a human for like 2 weeks. She's been kept, or what, 3 months old, I think she is at the point.
Yeah, she's never been let out.
She's never been let out. She's got to see a little bit of television, but she doesn't know what it is to be a human. So you can't use an anthropologist to analyze her.
Yeah, she's not going to behave like that.
But you could use an animal behavioralist, because he could be like, oh, hunters in our world, like a lion might do this, or a crocodile might do this, or an insect might do this.
And we also have
he knows how different predatory species act, as opposed to just one species, which is all anthropologists knows.
There's a lot of records of animals escaping from zoos and how they react, because that is an animal that has essentially like same concept.
It's had its instincts, but it's had its instincts muted.
Yeah, but it's escaped a safe confines, and like say Dublin Zoo, for example, it's in the middle of the Phoenix Park. It is in the middle of Dublin city centre. Something gets out there. Yeah. It don't have far to go to get right into Built-Up, which is going to scare the shit out of it. You don't want a lion running up and down O'Connell Street.
But like the things that Arden then does contribute to the hunt are, he talks about her cocoon being like a chrysalis. That's something a biologist should say, or somebody who knows animals. He talks about like
her
taking
rejecting
out sexual competition.
Yeah.
That's something that an animal behavior, like it's like these aren't anthropological points, and his only actual proper 100% anthropological point is just before he dies, spoiler, when Syl has mated with him and is like, I can feel life, and he's like, oh my dear girl, no you can't. I know some cultures believe that they can predict or sense the exact moment of conception. That's an anthropology point.
Yeah.
His only proper 100%. Because even his thing about LA is more sociology than it is anthropology. Okay, yeah, there's kind of an intermingling in the fields there, but like, yeah, he's not a good anthropologist, and that's not what they need.
No.
We're doing that thing where we shit all over the film that we love at the start of the podcast again.
No, it's just so funny because the more you watch it, like you're like, why are you in this?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, you're just running around being like a fucking idiot. This is hilarious.
Yeah, and then even when he does,
like, cause like I remember when we recently watched the Spider-Man with the 3 Spider-Mans.
No Way Home? No, whatever the third one's called.
Yeah, the one with Green Goblin and Doc Ock. And I was like, wonder what else Alfred Molina's been in, because I can't remember. And then was like, is he in Species? Who the fuck is he in Species? Oh, he's the one that fucks her.
He doesn't look like he looks like himself, but it's just, he looks like fucking Jonathan Creek very much in this film.
Yeah.
And he's talking with the English accent, so a lot of time I'm just like, guy who looks like Alan Davis, forgetting it's Alfred Molina.
Speaking of bad haircuts, whatever they did to Marge Hellenberger's head.
Jesus, that poor woman.
That haircut is unforgivable.
When we sat down to watch the second film, I was like, is that the same actress?
I was like, yes, it's a much better haircut.
It's terrible. Her that poor woman, like.
Yeah, no, it is actually distracting how bad that haircut is.
And she's a very pretty woman.
She is.
But you wouldn't know it watching this film. You'd know it watching the second film.
It ages her so badly.
It really does, like, because she looks. The second film is 3 years later, and she looks about 10 years younger.
Yeah.
And yeah, I couldn't believe it. I like her because her character, because she does her job as a biologist.
Yeah.
Like, she's realizing things about, like, she's the one I think who realizes that, maybe there was something wrong with this guy.
That's one of the bits I do like with
Press.
Yeah, with Michael Madsen's character, that when she says, when they're talking about why didn't she mate with him, why has she rejected him?
She says that rats can sense genetic deficiencies in their partners.
And he goes off and looks in the bathroom, comes back with syringes, and is like, I don't know, maybe he's a junkie
or diabetic.
Or a diabetic, because that's generally, you're going to.
I think somebody said, like, well, either might be a reason.
Either is good enough reason, because
and then she finds the
insulin bottle in the bin and is like, yeah, he was diabetic, that's why she didn't want him. Also because he had a collection of katanas and didn't take no as a complete sentence.
He also doesn't know how to, like, shower or dry himself.
Towel off. That won Best Kiss that year at the MTV Awards.
He deserved it though.
Yeah,
he deserved that kiss. That whole aspect of it as well, when the characters are doing a good job of being their professions. it's also what's really good about the movie. It's what I was saying. It's kind of more sci-fi thrillery because we're looking at Syl not in the same way that we look at the xenomorph in the first Alien film as this terrifying, unknowable thing. We spend the whole film trying to understand Syl. Why is she doing what she's doing? How is she going about it? Like,
yeah, and she's trying to learn, and you see her watching and mimicking behaviors. And she's trying to work out how she fits in.
She's looking at, she sees people using cash, and then she very quickly figures out
that she watches that dickhead drive the car. She gets the money, like before she changes, she's eating, she's learning from the TV screen.
Yeah, the bit with the car I really like as well. She watches how that dickhead starts the car and drives, and then you see her driving later. Yeah, takes his car and drives it later, but doesn't realise to refuel because obviously she didn't see him do that.
Yeah.
And just those little bits of her being really observant. This
movie, as a fun side note, has two of the nicest sleazy people.
People you would expect to be sleazy.
Because that motel owner really does look like
he looks like he's going to be a sleazebag. And then she comes in and says, "Where can I find a man?" And I was literally like, here we go.
Yeah, no, and he's like really nice.
He's like, hey, there's a club around the corner.
Yeah. And like he's cooperative with the cops and stuff, and he's like, no.
Yeah, he's not in the least bit sleazy. And then she meets the kind of nice guy who helps her after she gets run down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so of the three men that she interacts with in a like, for a
one
long
of them
period
is
of time,
a nice guy trademark.
One of them's an absolute asshole, and the other two are actually decent human beings.
Yeah, one of them, your man who, with the katana, his display of swords.
He's the not decent human being.
No,
he's
he also put on sweatpants when he hadn't toweled off. After
over boxers. Yeah, he gets out of the shower, he wipes his face a little bit. Oh no, he doesn't. He wipes his chest, then he wipes his crotch, and then he brings a towel up to his face and dries off his beard, and then just puts sweatpants on over his naked body. After asking her if she wanted to join him in the shower,
and she's watching him.
She walks in when he's still in the shower. He turns off the shower and gets out and puts clothes on, and it's like, okay.
All right, mixed messages. I'll just leave then. Cheers.
Yeah, and she does try to leave, and that's when he's all like, no. But yeah, she kills him.
That nightclub actually is ridiculous. Do nightclubs like that really exist?
I don't think they do in this country.
No,
but the whole like you meet the visual criteria for this nightclub, or you look cool enough, or you've got the right street cred type thing.
When she's just like walking past.
She's only in a pair of trousers and a like woolly top. I don't know.
It's a midge sweater.
Is it just supposed to be that it's
she's just that hot
that they're like, you? I don't even know if you want to come into
this
club,
but you're in. Bag, and she still got selected.
That's a very good point.
Syl is just that hot.
But sticking with the characters, I do like Press.
Yeah, he's a bit weird. I do love his attack crouches. Is what
he jumps up on the car.
And then when he comes out at the bottom of the stairs into the parking garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, his it's like the worst version of the superhero landing.
I like the fact that he's not. I mean, and they I suppose they laid on a little bit thick at the start when he's giving his cat over for that lady to watch.
Yeah.
It's like, this is a nice guy, dangerous guy.
Yeah.
He's sweet and sensitive, but after that, as they go through the film, he's not the kind of, because normally in this sort of film, when they bring in a mercenary
and
character,
he's just like, kill, die, dead.
Yeah, he's gonna be the asshole, and he doesn't have any feelings, and they don't play it that way with Preston. I do appreciate
you've got the bounty hunters in the island. Jimon Hansu, when he's like helicoptering over LA, blowing the shit out of the freeway. Like, this guy's actually got a bit attacked. Even though there's still like helicopters and stuff like that, he's not like, I have a rocket launcher. Well, he does end up with a rocket launcher.
His kind of opening conversation with Dan, where Dan's trying to gauge what he does.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he's like, what kind of things do you hunt down, or what kind of people do you go after? He's like, or what kind of jobs is it? And he's like, the kind of jobs that you generally don't want to talk about afterwards.
Yeah.
And then you've got Dan, Forrest Whitaker, who is at once the best and also most useless empath in the world.
Every now and again, he goes a little bit, that's so Raven.
Sometimes he's fine, and he's like giving like when he sees her the first time, and he knows she's dreaming and having horrible nightmares and how she feels through a videotape. And then later on, he's sitting in the car that clearly ran out of fuel, and he says, She walked away from here, as if nobody could have concluded that.
Yeah, there are moments when it's just like, come on, Dan. Now I know all at the end he is drunk, so he's like, I know she's in there, and I think
I think they're having sex.
Like, I know he doesn't want to alert her, but you could be a bit more like, because he
a
has
little
like
bit more urgency about it. Yeah.
Because he's like, because your man's like.
Well, speaking of urgency, he tells them she's in the next room having sex with Arden.
Yeah.
And Press goes, okay, Dan, I believe you. And then waits for Fitch and a few of the other guys to show up. Now, I know they're all on the same floor, but he still, they presumably go and get Fitch and then come back. So, like, Steele's had all the time in the world to finish the deed.
Yeah.
And then Press is like, I hope you're right about this. It's like, why? I'd hope he's wrong, because then you're just going to burst into Arden having sex with somebody and embarrass him.
Yeah,
if you're right, he's having sex with Syl and she's not dead and is about to complete the worst thing that you didn't want her to do, which is reproduction.
Yep.
So I hope you are wrong, Dan. But no, it's more, it's just some of the writing is just a bit off.
Yeah.
But then some of the writing's fucking great. Like, I love the whole concept of where she comes from in the first place.
Oh yeah, we just got a random message from like deep space.
We sent out a message in 1974. That was a quarter of a kilobyte of information.
Oh.
I know, but they still got a lot on there.
I know.
And they get a message back.
Yeah.
And I think they say where it originated from, or like how far away the signal originated from, and it's a X number. Oh no, sorry, it's 19 years later they get a signal back.
Yeah.
So 9.5 years there, 9.5 years back for the signal. If it's the signal's traveling at the speed of light.
Yeah.
So unless they have some way of getting the signal back to us faster, it's 9.5 light years away. But apparently in the novelization, the signal is supposed to have been routed through several black holes, so they couldn't track it.
Right.
Which means they're even way more advanced again.
Yeah.
But yeah, just that they get this signal back, and the first thing is how to make methane a clean burning fuel. So they're like, oh cool, aliens with good intentions.
Isn't methane a clean burning fuel anyway?
No.
I thought it was. I thought it was because you could.
Not then, anyway.
You can harvest it off landfill.
You can now, but I don't know. You definitely can harvest methane and use it as a fuel. I don't know how clean of a fuel it is. It's better than letting it just leak into the atmosphere.
Yeah,
I know that
true.
for sure.
Yeah.
So it's cleaner than just leaving it as methane. But certainly in the 90s, I don't think there was. And it's supposed to be 100% clean, like no emissions from this fuel, and like super efficient as well. And they also then send through this signal that's just a DNA sequence.
And they're like, let's put it in something, see what happens.
Yeah, so we sent them some of our DNA. Maybe they're just doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And I like it. It's clever, and then it's that alien invasion plot that you see sometimes of destroy from within.
Yeah.
But with her, it's quite cool because they don't need to do anything.
No,
and
then
she reproduces. She grows and reproduces as quickly as she does. She'll spread, and you see it more in the second film. This can spread really quickly,
really fast, and it's really brutal.
It's just I like it. It's very sci-fi, and I dig it.
And I like watching Syl learning and understanding the world around her. Because a lot of the things, like one of the first things she sees when she's out in the world that's not controlled on the news is like some devastating earthquake or something like that.
Yeah.
And she's seeing all this horror. It's very similar to The Fifth Element when she's going through like war and stuff like that and becoming devastated by it. And it's just kind of reinforcing this predatory behavior as well.
Yeah.
And she doesn't you can see as well, she doesn't understand. Every time she dreams, has these nightmares.
Yeah, and I like the way that the nightmares are worked in as well, because she's slowly realizing that she's different, because she has no idea that she's an alien.
No. She hasn't been told anything. She's just been treated as a child.
And for all she knows, that the cocoon thing that happened to her that made her grow really quickly might happen to every other single person around her. And you see it when she takes your one hostage and she asks her, does she dream?
Yeah.
And then the bit with the thumb, and then watching it and seeing that it doesn't happen to other people. And when she's in the hospital and heals herself, she realizes from the doctor's reaction
that's not right. And she just
that's not something that normal people or other people do. So she is starting to realize that she's vastly different. And it's just, there are some really nice subtle bits to it, like, and then there's other parts where it's a little bit not so subtle.
No, and the towards the end when you do see Syl in all of her glory, they made a full animatronic of her.
Yeah.
Which her skin is actually more translucent, so you can see all the bone and stuff underneath, and that's the one when she's like giving birth that's lit. Yeah. And you can actually see the light come through, but unfortunately it didn't translate to like the real models because people aren't see-through.
Yes.
But I love her, the way she looks. I do not like the giving birth out of the chest thing. Where her rib. You just
don't like the giving birth thing.
But like her rib, like the whole sternum cracks.
Yeah.
No, but when you're watching like her nightmares, because it's her and another alien,
yeah,
the tail is going into her chest,
and
it was like, oh, that's just unpleasant.
It's Geiger at its Geigeriest.
Yeah, it's like the feel like what would be even worse than that, creating like having a non-traditional acceptable.
Well, I think it's
like birth point.
If the alien is all about male fears related to sexuality and birth, this is also somewhat male, but definitely female fears related to that kind of thing as well.
I don't want a baby coming out my chest. You're all right there, like that.
Yeah.
However, wouldn't say no to the strangly nipples.
The nipple tentacles.
Yeah, I can see them coming in useful on occasion. Just when
and the big old back spikes.
Oh, the back spikes are awesome.
Because the special effects in this are great. There are one or two times when
I love her thumb growing back.
Yeah. That's all CG.
And also the big cell thing that grows when in the incubation thing.
Yeah. Her child at the end when his arms growing all along and the
you
ribs.
Have that, the shadow of the ribs. And he gets the little points as well, the little spikes.
The only part I think that looks bad is maybe when
she's running along the cavern ceiling.
When she's climbing around the cavern ceiling and it's full CG.
And
it's the same
there's
as
shit on
3.
fire as well, so the shadows aren't matching up correctly.
Again, it's not as bad as what has become our gold standard of bad CGI. It's not Spawn 1997.
No. Oh god. No.
It was 2 years prior.
But it is just a case of you can see how far a lot of the tech has come, because if that was done now, those 1 or 2 scenes that we dislike with the way that they can do it now with people,
just go back and digitally remaster them. Like, yeah,
you
absolutely.
could just fix those shadows and fix a couple of bits in it. But because there's bits where she is like her alien tendencies come out where her eyes change, and you'll get close-ups of her watching them with just the eye, and it's gorgeous with the third eyelid coming in from the side.
Though they do a lot of that of not showing
all of
her until the very end, and it's quite effective, especially all the nightmare stuff, because you are only getting these flashes.
And there's tentacles flying around the place, because they seem to have, like, the big males seem to have like extra like dread type things,
dready tentacle things. And it's never really clear what's happening in those scenes, so you can never really get a good look at what's her and what's the alien guy. And then towards the end you do start to see, as you said, Sail in her full glory. And the animatronics and the
I love the freaking tongue just going blah, 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 around the place, because that was a model.
Any of the prosthetics, any of the models, any of the animatronics, any of the stuff that was actually on set still looks amazing.
The tongue really, coming out of the back of the head is one of my favourites.
Yeah, it's really only one of the few actual full-on bits of CGI that let it down on the rewatch. And that's what, like nearly 30 years ago, so it still looks pretty damn good.
1995.
And just back to Sail and all of her learning and stuff, Natasha Henstridge does a really good job of portraying her and of making you feel for her.
Everybody.
Yeah.
And that is the thing, it still is sympathetic, because she's just been thrust into this world and she doesn't know anything. And like, she is being very much driven by biological urges. But
and survival instincts.
Yeah, she's out there. She's afraid people are trying to hurt her.
Yeah, and up until
because they were conducting experiments on her, but just before she escapes, where they were inflicting pain on her, they were trying to gas her. I think. Yeah, it was like cyanide. every time they've introduced a new substance, her DNA responds to it, and then it becomes. I think it's no longer effective.
It's more of a thing in the second film where they've been doing
more of this experimentation. So she was like, she's strapped to this chair, and you see it there, like her skin's all bubbling and stuff, and she's screaming, and she's just being watched by these men, like, but any of her fuck off, like guys in lab coats, and she is screaming.
When she escapes, it's the cyanide gas escaping that kills anybody there.
Yeah, she's literally just running, and she only kills the dude on the train because he tries to attack her.
Yeah, everybody up until she's done the deed with Arden, everybody that she kills
threatens her.
It's in self-defense. The poor woman on the train.
The train conductor,
more of the cocoon defending itself automatically, and the nice guy, the actual nice guy who like helps her out when she gets knocked over. the only reason she kills him is because she's kind of been interrupted, and he also was trying to escape.
Yeah.
So she's
he's actively rejecting her, and he starts to struggle against her, and she's like, okay, well, fine, fuck you.
Yeah, she has killed your one in the nightclub, but that was sexual competition.
That's hilarious. I have never seen a nightclub bathroom that empty.
No.
However, her peeing with the door open is completely realistic. Because fuck it, I just gotta pee.
But
you're also having a conversation with the drunk lady over who's hanging on to the fucking the hand dryer.
It's not to excuse her killing those people, but you can understand it, and you do have a good lot of sympathy for Syl the whole way throughout.
I just love the fact that she went through the effort to go around to the room behind and then pull her spine out through the wall.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh. I'd forgotten that scene happened, and I was like, oh, she's just going to follow her into the stall.
Yeah.
Not that the hand's going to come out of the wall.
It's like, she does. She kills people in some pretty nasty ways, but there's a remarkable level of sympathy for her, for considering she is the bad guy of the film. And it is, it's like she's not really got any hope either, because it's like, even if like all she's trying to do is reproduce, it's like, look, we just can't let you.
Yeah.
We know you're only following your instincts and you're not doing anything that's necessarily wrong in that sense. But you're just too dangerous to live. Like, and you get that obviously from Dan, but even Press at the start when they have their meeting says, when Dan's like, I feel sorry for you, Press, you know, having to do all this, and he's like, I feel sorry for her.
Yeah.
And I think that is of it. He's like, she
She's
bears
just
no guilt in
doing what
the matter.
You guys have made.
Yeah, in that sense, she bears no guilt in the matter. She didn't create herself. She didn't make her the way she is, and she's not the reason she has to die.
The hubris of this company as well, to think that they can control someone, and it's the fucking superiority of men.
Oh, the back to the docile and controllable.
The sexism there of being like, oh, sure, it won't happen. It's like, no, female animals will.
And Laura brings that back up later. She's like, she's female of the species. Like, generally, much more dangerous. Much more dangerous.
Especially if they have young, they will fucking kill you. They'll die to protect them, unless they're rabbits. Then they'll eat them.
And that, but you see that then after she's had sex with Arden. And she tries to escape. Yeah. She's just killing anybody who's literally in the way, not stopping her from her goal. She's just so there's somebody in the hallway. She knocks them out of the way and kills them. Because she's just pregnant now. She has to protect herself and her baby.
And she's trying to find somewhere safe that she can hide away, because she's going to be incredibly vulnerable.
Yeah, and I love that balance of animalistic / alien behavior with then her using her knowledge and intelligence and human behavior. It just makes for a really, really just cool villain and original villain.
And side note, when they're searching for her in the tunnels, that is so beautifully lit.
Oh yeah, you can see everything you need to see.
It's dark and gloomy, and I can see it's dark and gloomy.
It's also where Fitch dies, so hooray!
But just because movies have a tendency recently to being so incredibly dark that you just can't see fucking anything. No, this, I love it. It's got ambient lighting. There's the great bit where she's up in the tunnel above them. Yeah. And you can just see her, because the audience is supposed to be able to see her. Yeah. But you can see where she's hiding up in it. From their perspective, you can see how she's hiding in the shadow created.
Yeah, no, it is actually a beautifully shot film.
Yeah, I just miss lighting like that, because I'm sick of people being like, "Oh, we're going into the spooky tunnel." I'm being like, "Great, where'd you go?" Anything.
It's Tech Night's 12 minutes of pitch black.
It really is. So I just the Relic is the same. The Relic is beautifully lit for a movie that's almost entirely in the dark. The
Relic did, if I recall, we did have some bitching about some, not all of it, but there were some parts that were way too dark in the Relic.
But for a movie that's set entirely in darkness, you can, for this, I just really, really liked it.
No, you can. You can always see everything you were supposed to see in this film. No.
And even some things you really don't want to see.
Yes.
Like, do I have to?
Well, it's never too gore porny either.
No,
though.
It really isn't because you get brief
glimpses. The second
one is. Yeah, you get a look at your man who's had the fucking French kiss of his life, or
Yeah.
the snog of his dreams.
Or you get a brief look at your one after she's had her back ripped open.
Yeah, the guy in the pool, obviously
he's just floating in the pool.
He's floating in a pool. You see Arden, but you only see like the
there's like claw marks on
three claw marks across him, and that's it. It's never lingered on. It's oh shit, fuck, follow her, or oh shit, like, and they move away from it. It just gives you, oh, this has happened.
And I think one of the other reasons that I like it as well is because
you get more of the aftermath of her. Like, you get how disgusting it was by her in the shower,
like cleaning herself,
washing all the blood out of her mouth.
One of the things that I do like about the fact that they don't focus on that as well is because with Syl, the scariest thing about Syl is not her taking life. It's her creating life. So yeah, they don't focus on her acts of violence because also, that's not the scariest thing about her, and I like that.
Can survive in a hot tub?
They figure that out really quickly.
Really fast.
They can't figure out that the thumb thing is a decoy, but they'll tell you in a split second whether or not there was semen in that pool.
Sorry, I just remembered. Fucking ragdoll through a car windscreen.
Yes.
I love shitty, not real mannequins.
It's only for a split second, but that thing goes through that
throwing ragdolls off buildings. Yeah. You know, when it cuts between them,
it's just an obvious stiff mannequin. Like.
No, when it's the real floppy ragdoll.
No, I prefer when it's stiff mannequins that just tumble through the air in a way that no human would. This is like
a mannequin that comes out and goes slam into the electrical box.
Yeah.
And we were like, yay! Dummy on fire.
We went back and watched it a couple of times.
Also, just before that, her scurrying away from the car.
Yeah.
When she rolls out and she's like,
I think she's supposed to be looking back to see if they
But
see
she's
her.
like hunkered down as well.
Oh, it's very crab people.
It's really that little scurry.
It's crab people. Shit, maybe it is the crab people. That's who sent the message.
Well,
it
looks like
people.
They've got an exoskeleton, so.
Well, but she's a hybrid.
Yeah.
So we don't know what the pure alien version might look like.
Goop.
Crab people.
No, her little scurry away.
Yeah.
It amuses me so. It's like Robin Tunney running.
Yes. There is a little bit. No, that's in the second film, sorry.
When she's running out of the facility in the second one and she's doing a bit of the arms.
Yeah, she's got the Flintstone feet going at the same time. Yeah, that's the second film, sorry.
Yeah, where they're like, make sure to show you her underwear as her dress blows up.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. But back to this film, what other things did we appreciate about it?
I like when I don't appreciate Alfred Molina forcing alcohol on the empath.
No, but that's kind of the reason that he dies, is because the empath doesn't have clear enough powers to sense that Syl is seducing him.
Because he's like, oh, I don't drink. And he comes back, hands him a Long Island iced tea, which is my go-to drink if I'm broke.
And want to get hammered.
Yeah, very quickly, because you're on the second one before you realise you finished the first one.
Yeah.
Like, not the best drink to start anybody out on. It's like, here's 9 shots of liquor.
Yeah.
I do like when he goes to flirt with the 2 girls, and it's just so shit.
Oh, he's terrible.
But the 2 guys that come in, like, obviously their dates, the way they move in between them, and he's just like, oh no.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna leave. Exit.
They're even trying to be semi-nice and being like, this is, I can't remember your name.
Yeah, sorry,
he's already gone at that point.
Yeah, he's gone. Long gone. Why is that hotel like so fucking busy when it's supposed to be quite late? Because you were like, there's more people in the
hotel bathroom than there was in the nightclub bathroom. Yeah. No, one of the things I quite appreciated, and I know you did too, was the realistic zoom and enhance.
Oh, yes.
Zoom and enhance that image. Oh, it's still kind of crap. Yeah, it's the best we can do.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good job, movie. Well done. Points for that.
And also the Polaroid being blurry as well.
Well, that's because she shakes her head.
Well, the flash scares her.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like,
realistic zoom and enhance.
No CCTV cameras anywhere. Nobody's got a Ring camera. There's a really crappy, I'm pretty sure my mum had that Motorola with the flip down and the pull out, because it's a massive, almost all of that phone is a detachable battery pack.
Yeah.
When she gets launched through the bus stop and he goes, go call 911.
Yeah.
Bounds back to the car.
For his giant phone. I quite appreciate the pacing as well, actually. The way, because you get into it pretty quickly, and the plot develops nicely as it goes along. Because you see her breaking out in fairly short order.
Yeah, she hops on the train.
Hops on the train. You follow her basically until her growth into adulthood. and then it's kind of recruit the team. You see one or two characters being recruited individually, and then they're all there. They meet Fitch, they find out what the story is, and they head off to start tracking her down.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of broken up into what she does. She kills one guy, they find her. She
kills
a woman in the nightclub, and they find her, and then they find the guy that she's killed after.
When they're talking to the bouncer and the bartender.
Oh yeah, tell me about the guy who left with the blonde. And he's like, yeah, real descriptive.
No, it would have been like a nice guy, and he really is a nice guy, TM. Like, yeah, I like that he's because he's like a bounty hunter type person. He's like, no, like it would have been a regular.
Yeah.
You know, she would have gone home with him, like somebody like that she knows.
Yeah, she wasn't looking for a sleazeball.
Yeah. And they're like, oh yeah, no, we know who that is.
Yeah,
like,
that's Robbie.
Yeah, Robbie's a sleazeball.
Robbie is a sleazeball.
Yeah.
But gives the air of not being a sleazeball.
Yeah. No, he
so often the problem.
He tips his hat and says "Milady."
Yes, he does. As you said, he has the katana collection.
And a check blazer.
Well, she gets that in pretty short order.
Yeah, looks
like,
way
my
better.
check blazer
looks
now.
Way better on her.
Any other highlights before we jump back into the maybe petty grievances we have with the film? Did like the music as well.
Oh my god, the score on this is so good.
Particularly the nightmare scenes, they're so that was unsettling, like discordant piano sounds.
But it's like full symphony and like real old like horror movies. But there's a touch of what I would consider the Danny Elfman, the like
a little bit of it,
like that upbeat.
Well, you were saying that he's done tons of horror.
Everything.
I want to say Christopher Young.
Yeah, he did like Hellraiser and stuff like that.
Definitely getting better at this.
Really incredible score. It pops in and out, and it's never intrusive, and it really helps with the tone of some of the scenes. Yeah, no,
I really enjoyed it, and if ever it's something that I bring up, it's because I've actively noticed it in a positive way, or in a negative way.
Christopher Young.
If it doesn't get brought up, yeah, they did an alright job. But like, if it gets brought up, it's either because it's really, really good, or really, really bad, or weird in the case of Ravenous.
Yeah.
where the music was like, what's going on here?
Or the mad guitar at the end of Con Air that comes in halfway through Con Air, and then it's just 90s like guitar solo for the entire rest of the movie. He's got like 134 credits as a composer. Very, very well regarded. A lot of Hellraiser. Basically, the Hellraiser theme. That's like, so he'd always be credited for those.
A lot of cult horror by the sounds of it. Any other things? Well, we've mentioned a few already that we didn't like. Arden being a silly anthropologist, and the whole docile, controllable thing. Anything else that annoyed you?
Not too much. Like I do enjoy the movie. I just enjoy how shit they are at their jobs. Because like at one point she's sitting in a car staring at them. Like and there's like police officers and stuff. Like I understand that they don't know what she looks like, but the van with the empath in it drives past while she's staring at them.
That's why I say Dan is sometimes great, sometimes not so great.
Yeah.
They're a bit inconsistent with Dan, and actually it's Dan who says the predator eye thing.
Yeah.
And that did quite piss me off, because he's like, oh, she's got eyes in front, so she's obviously a predator. It's like, no, she's got eyes in front because you spliced her DNA with a fucking human who have eyes in front. Like, she looks like a human. That's why her eyes are in front. Like, I get that they're doing the predator, like they want to show she's, but I'm just like, that's not.
Well, like if she was supposed to be a prey animal, what would her eyes be off to the side, like some fucked up flatfish, like like it's some sort of mad 45-degree angle off the side of the head, so she's got somewhat binocular, but like the shit is like, part of both worlds.
Yeah, and they haven't seen anything like her alien form. If her alien form had eyes on the side of her head, or they'd seen her alien form with eyes on the front, you could say, but it's just.
But she's been human the whole, like she's presented as human.
Yeah, it's like a stupid line, because
she's not presenting with these until she goes through this like weird incubation thing, and they don't know what they're dealing with.
And it's Dan, the empath, who says it. So why not have him say something about sensing something in her nightmares that lets him believe that she's a predator,
her nightmares,
or her species, the alien counterpart is a predator.
Yeah.
Because the eyes in front thing is just stupid, because she looks like a fucking human. That's why her eyes are in front. Other times they are great about explaining that information or relaying the information, like, you know, like with the chrysalis. Oh, that was a chrysalis, and then Laura says, yeah, if that was a chrysalis, she's going to be full grown now.
Yeah.
And able to reproduce.
Because they make the point as well about how all the food wrappers and stuff like that she's been fueling up for something.
Yeah.
And this is maybe how their species evolves into full-grown adulthood.
Yeah, and okay, it's Arden who says it, but there's the point made that if she can reproduce as quickly as she grows, and she has a boy, he's going to grow as quickly, and then he can just run around impregnating all the women he wants.
Yeah.
Instead of just producing,
producing
just one. But although at the same time, at the rate at which Syl reproduces, she could also just run around getting herself impregnated.
Yeah, well, that's it. It depends on whether or not they have this other species has like a heat cycle closer to like a wild animal here.
Yeah, does Syl have to wait a while?
Yeah, what way is her estrus cycle functioning? Is she like humans that it's just completely wild, where the baby is the parasitic life form that takes over and sucks all the nutrients, or is it something more akin to like an animal pregnancy where it's not as biologically damaging to the parent?
I think given the quality of the writing at points in this film, any of the good information we got we're lucky to get. So we shouldn't be asking for more detailed information.
If she's supposed to be like trying to develop these babies at this accelerated rate and with a human physiology, knowing the detriment it takes on
that's a good point, yeah.
Like the lack of bone density, the mineral loss, all of that shit.
And
is that going to translate over? Because if that's the case, she's maybe got 3-4 in her, and then her bones are going to give out.
Yeah.
Which is still devastating enough in its own mind, but if you're mixing shit in with human anatomy, we're basically crap at being alive, unless it's like endurance.
Yeah.
Like everything else about us is we are shit at everything.
But it's
not the quality that you want to like pass on is our like the way we reproduce. That is not the one trait you want to pass on. It's really inefficient for like the parent.
Still don't think hers is any better.
No, out the chest and really quick,
yeah.
But that's what I was saying is like, is it going to have the same like resource deduction?
Well, yeah, no, I know what you're saying, but I think we might be delving a bit too much in. We can save that for the second film. If we do the second film, we will rip it to shreds. But no, in fairness, most of the stuff that I didn't like was like Dan did annoy me, and the fact that he was when we kind of got onto the idea of no, that should have been an animal behavioralist.
Yeah, we started being like, Dan should have spelled that.
Well,
it seems to be like sometimes he touches things like he looks at he can get.
Oh, sorry, not Dan. Arden. Sorry, Arden. Yeah. Arden's whole anthropology thing. Once we realised that he should have been an animal behavioralist, I'm like, yeah, he really should have been, and I think that just comes down to the writer not knowing what an anthropologist actually is or does.
Yeah.
But apart from that, yeah, most of my complaints are small things. Like the predator eyes thing annoyed me. Dan's inconsistency, it's not that big of a deal. Like and Shifty Fitch, okay, yeah. So there are some character problems.
Yeah.
But
I feel like there was storylines there that never like concluded, or there's scenes maybe that would have explained something.
No, I think narratively, I think it's stronger than it is character wise.
Yeah.
I like Press. I like Laura. Arden pissed me off because he's not an anthropologist. Shift was fitchy and weird, and we weren't sure what he was up to. And I don't think he was either. And Dan was just inconsistent. But narratively, then there was stuff that I really love. I love all the sci-fi stuff with SETI. I love how they go about explaining Syl's actions and stuff, and I love how Syl goes about doing things.
I just like hunting Syl down through somewhere like LA, where she's somehow found herself in the nicest part, like. She's up in the hills. Like, go Syl. Like, she's got a standard. She's trying to attract a high quality male.
She is.
She's looking for all them alpha bros.
No, she's not. But yeah, no, there is. There's things that I don't like, but there's way more to appreciate.
Yeah, no, and it's actually a great film. Like, it's just a really fun film to watch as well.
Oh yeah. And I was happy to sit down and watch it the second time.
Yeah.
Like sometimes even in really good films, the second watch can be a little bit boring sometimes, or because you know everything that's coming. But in this, it manages to keep my attention both watches. It's a damn good sci-fi thriller. It's great for all the Geigerness.
It's a really fun, different alien film.
Yeah, no, that's what I like about it.
Like,
it's
because it's not like mass alien invasion, because that's what you tend to get.
And it is much more about trying to understand her than it is just like stop or kill or escape from her. And as I said, that kind of thing of her scariest aspect is not when she kills, it's when she creates. There's a lot to appreciate about this film. And I'm glad we eventually got to track it down, and I'm glad that you suggested that we did it, because I hadn't watched it.
I've
ages.
Species is one of those ones that every now and again I'll be like, I'm gonna go watch Species.
But
I just want to watch a really, really attractive blonde lady just slaughter her way around LA. Like,
I'd say it was probably college was the last time I watched this, like, and that's going back quite a while now.
No, and like I'm a big fan of Louis Royo and Sil, and Anna Geiger as well, and Sil is very close to those that the artwork that I enjoy as well.
Yeah, well, Alien Sil is all Geiger, and Human Sil is all Louis Royo.
Yeah. So I'll just be like, I'm bored while I do. Fuck it, I'll watch Species, and then just yay.
Yeah, no, it's
punch a hole in that guy's head.
I won't say it's the kind of film that you can tune out of, but when you've seen it a couple of times, it is. You can be like, oh yeah, here's that bit coming up. I love this bit. It's one of those kind of films. And I was really happy to revisit it, and I would strongly suggest anybody who listens go and revisit
I really want to go and see if somebody is going to do the Forrest Whitaker challenge, where he's like holding on to that cliff for fucking ages.
Oh yeah, he's holding on for fucking ages. Yeah. I would have dropped.
Oh yeah, no, fuck this shit. No, I'm dead.
Or Laura screaming for a press and Dan for ages to help her out, and then she just climbs her own way out.
Yeah, it's like, I fell in. Get out.
Yeah, get out. You clearly can.
I love the fact that the final 5 minutes of this movie is just people falling down.
Yeah, a lot of it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just people falling down, trying to get back
getting back up. It is a fun final battle as well, though.
And the little final, maybe there'll be a sequel with the rat.
Oh yeah,
where the rat
tease, of course, yeah.
Yeah, the rat with the tongue. So in my mind now, underneath LA is just Species rats.
It would be a better start to the film than the second film has.
The
second film start just makes no sense.
No, goop. Black goop. The second film is Venom.
The second film is stupid. Fun, but for entirely different reasons. Yeah. But this is just fun because it is just genuinely a good film. Yeah. It's got its issues, but it's genuinely a good, fun horror sci-fi thriller film.
And it was Geiger and a Geiger Alien that didn't give me horrible nightmares. Because Alien really did. Alien scared the shit out of me. I was also like 5 when I saw it. So.
Yeah, that's probably part of it.
Whereas I probably saw this at 11 or 12 and was like,
yeah, you kill those guys.
Yeah. Oh, look, puberty, the really disgusting version of puberty. I would still take the 12 hours in the cocoon over like the 8 years or whatever.
Of being a teenager?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just get all over and done with it.
It's painful, but yes.
Just agreed. All over and done with in one go. Although apparently she still menstruates, so she didn't get away from that.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck. Even as an alien, you can't get away from it.
You want to reproduce? Apparently you gotta menstruate.
Yeah.
Even if you are an alien.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was Species. It's fun to be back talking movies. I mean, I always love talking to the boys, but it's fun to come back and just talk random different movies each week. And thank you as ever for joining us, guys. We will be back next week with our usual undecided film.
Yeah.
But as ever, you can come and find us on Twitter at rantsmono, on Instagram at monorants_the_boys, or you can send your own rants to monorantspodcast@gmail.com, and we'll chat to you all next week.
Slán,
bye.